What's up, everybody? My name is Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and today we're going to be talking about Labzero's newest game, Indivisible. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So this story follows Ajna on her quest to defeat Lord Vivanavar after he sent part of his army to her village and just decimated her village and ended up having her father killed in the raid. And during this raid, Ajna ends up meeting one of the leaders of part of the army called Dar, and in the midst of their battle, something strange happened where she ends up sucking him into his mind and becomes part of her like inner realm or something, and some weird power that they don't actually know what's going on. So they end up having to go on a quest to go back to Dar. Ends up getting a truce with Ajna and going on a quest with her to find Lord Vivanavar because he thinks that he will save him and get him out of her mind and everything. But yeah, this game so far is super cool. It's a 2D dungeon crawling RPG. It's like, I'm gonna get into all the more technical stuff, but if I had to sum it up in like really quickly, I'd go super fun, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it so far. I'm currently, I would say, I'm in the first initial part of it. Sorry, there's something on my foot. So yeah, I'm probably about like the first initial part of it. I would say I'm at a part where we're getting close to Lord Vivanavar, but it's one of those things where it's too early in the game where it's like, nothing's gonna happen. He's gonna get away somehow, otherwise this game's gonna be way too short. And like, but so far the characters and everybody has been super engaging. I love all the characters from Ajna to Zimbe. I'm trying to think of everyone. Dar, and then Ginseng Honey. And then there's the wizard girl who I can't remember her name for some reason. Like, I can see her face, but I can't remember it. I'm going to put it somewhere on here. But yeah, she's probably my favorite character. And it's funny that my favorite character is the person I can't remember for the life of me, because she's so sarcastic. Oh, the ambulance! Sorry about that. We actually have a fire station like a block away from us that goes out all the time. But anyway, yeah, this story with all the characters is super fun. All of them seem really unique, and their dialogue in between each other is really funny. And they're all like hatred towards Dar because of what he did and all this stuff. I don't want to say too much about it because I want to spoil the storyline and like too much. I always try to keep it in these things mostly spoiler free for as best as I can until I do like that spoiler free section or whatever. I probably won't do that for this, but anyway, yeah, the characters themselves are really engaging, really cool. All have unique powers and skills that don't come off like stale or whatever. They all have the tropes, like you got your archer, your wizard, the healer, and all that. But the way they're made and the characters that they're made as are really unique and really cool in the way that they look. Because our healer is this person called Ginseng and Honey who has like this pot and is like super like into herbs and everything, and doesn't really come off as your regular mage who's like that typical girl like nun healer or whatever that most games have. It's really, really cool. And like the wizard we have is just like a super off-putting, sarcastic, narcissistic person who's always talking about death and stuff, kind of like your basic emo girl, but she's really funny in all this. And then Ajna and her dialogue with them, and Dar, I actually really like Dar for the aspect of being able to see what it's like on the enemy side, because a lot of games and everything, you always have the enemy that's always trying to destroy the world, but you never really, and you have all the soldiers and stuff, but you never really see why they're actually doing it or what they see. So having Dar on this journey along with them, and kind of that opposite thought about Lord Vivanavar, everyone else hates him and thinks he's just like an evil person, and Dar is just like, no, he's actually really, really good. He's trying to bring the world to peace, but it's like weird to, like, he's wrong in a way, but he's like, how did he get brainwashed like this in a way, or like what happened to make him so loyal to Lord Vivanavar and all this, and who actually is Lord Vivanavar, because I haven't actually seen him yet and I want to know. But yeah, I'm really, so far, like, let's get into actual mechanics because it's an RPG. So basically the RPG elements of it is, in the battle system, it's kind of turn-based, but it's like real-time turn-based because there's a cooldown on your thing. You basically get it depends on, as you level up, I believe you get more move sets like each turn. So basically you start off with each person getting 2 sets of attacks each turn, and you have a party of 4 in each battle. So when you go and attack, you can hit combo moves and stuff like that, because these guys who made it, Labzero made it, and they basically, the game before it was called Skullgirls, it was a fighting game, so they kind of implemented the fighting aspects of combos and all this stuff. And the good thing about this is, it's not like you have to get all combos. If you don't want to like try super hard for combos, just button mash. You can button mash and it works to a certain extent. Combo moves are more effective, I found out, but actually hitting the spamming the thing and just going in there and button mashing is easy enough. It still gets the job done. It just might take. It could either be more effective and worse, just depending on what you do, because you don't. Some moves and stuff can end up stacking against yourself and all this other stuff. But super cool anyway. But yeah, in the combat itself, there's a meter that is up in the, I believe, top left that kind of throws up, that fills up as you go. There's different levels of it, I believe. So far, I can only get to level 1. I don't think that it charges up to 2 for me. Yeah, I don't know if it's like one of those things where you have to unlock it to keep on going, but I believe it's like way towards the end of the game where you can get to like 3 stages of your superpower. But basically, what it does is when you activate it, basically whatever character you pick, they all have like their ultimate ability or their special move. Like Ajna, what she'll do if you click her, she ends up going to this like super brawler mode and hits a bunch of combos on them. If you pick what's his name, Dar, if you pick Dar, he ends up coming out and bringing out this huge like stone sword hammer or whatever and slams it down like for an area effect. Then you have Zimby, who ends up going down and like Hanzo and like his I don't remember what Hanzo's ability is called. But Storm Arrow. He Storm Arrows a guy, pretty much. And then you have my favorite character again, I can't remember her name. I should have looked it up when I stopped the video for a second. But she ends up healing the whole team, including herself, which is really useful because the healer, Ginseng and Honey, he can't heal himself, but he could heal everyone else around him. So it's good to have. I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to have her on there, because the wizard aspect, and she also has a slowing effect where she can slow down her enemies and all this other stuff. So it's just basically also with the characters trying to figure out who melds well with what. So right now I believe my character setup is Zimby, Ajna. Ajna cannot be replaced. She's always in the battle from what I know. Then I have Dar and Ginseng and Honey. I really like this combo for the most part because I always have Zimby in the back as my range hero. We got Ajna and Dar as our melee brawlers up in the front, and then you have Ginseng as my healer because I feel like I need a designated healer, otherwise I'm going to be screwed. Because a lot of the game, from what I've heard and one of the reviews I've seen, towards the end of the game or towards middle game and stuff, it becomes a war of attrition, which I'm not looking forward to a certain aspect, depending on how they do it. I don't know if it'll be good or bad because I haven't got that far yet. But with the war of attrition, you have to have a healer for that because otherwise you're just trying to stay alive longer than the other person, beating each other back and forth. But yeah, so far what I've experienced myself, super fun. I'm loving it. The art itself is amazing. I love this like 2D sprite art, and the backgrounds kind of give off this almost like Paper Mario. I wouldn't say Paper Mario vibe. I'm only saying that for the fact that it's like that 2D like flat stuff. With anybody who's not like an actual character has like this just really flat 2D Mario kind of look to it, but super good. The art is really unique. It's very distinct, and the sprites are, like I said, all the makeup, get-ups and like their face structure and everything very unique, and like they all come off their own. None of them really come off as samey yet. So far I've only had like 5 or like I think you can get 20 characters, but from what I've seen and all the characters that I've seen, they all seem really unique and really different enough to where they all feel like their own character and that they're reusing assets. But so far the bosses themselves, I've gotten past this kind of like in the prototype, it's the same boss. You end up doing it but in a different setting. Basically it is just like this weird lion creature that comes across that was really pretty easy to beat. I think just because it was his first boss, probably pretty simple. So basically they have sections where you'll go along and just fight little mini bosses, and then you'll know you get to a boss because they have a meter or whatever at the bottom. And that's kind of how, I don't know if that's really counts as boss stages or mini boss stages, because I haven't really gotten to something it's big enough where it's like, this is a definite boss and all the other ones are mini bosses. But so far, this game has kept me really engaged, really fun. The story itself is really cool. In the sense, it's not like unique or anything, but it's enough to keep me engaged and want to help Ajna go on this journey to bring redemption back to her village, or get revenge for her village and all this. But yeah, so far, I'm loving this game so much. The controls are tight. The only parts I can say are bad about it is there is a glitch where you have this little pet thing that runs around with you, I forgot his name, who gets stuck in running animations during some of the cutscenes. So you'll be talking to characters and you just hear bah, 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 like in the background, and you'll see him like running and stopping, like he's glitched, and like instead of like just stopping and not moving, which is really annoying. It gets really annoying and takes you out of the scene some of the times. And then there's certain enemies who have guard, and you have to bring an up attack and a down attack, and for some reason, I don't know if it's my fault or whatever, but it is like ungodly precise with how I have to hit it with that up attack and down attack to finally get it to work. Or you could use your meter and use your super ability and do it, and it instantly unguards them, but they get guarded back up the next turn. But if you do it the up attack and a down attack, depending on your enemy, it will stay unguarded. It's a little weird, so that's like a little wonky of an aspect that I feel like needs to be fixed. But other than that, so far, like the actual platforming sections, when you get her axe and you can climb, I really haven't had any problems with that. I'm a little unused to the wall jumping because it auto jumps left to right, left side to right side, like it alternates for you. So it's a little weird for coming from games where you actually have to press it yourself. But other than that's really just like a personal thing, and I don't really think it's a problem with the game. But other than that, I'm just trying to think. Nothing really comes off as too bad. There's sections that you can't get to, so they're doing that just for like strictly replayability. But I don't really know what kind of if you're really gonna want to replay it after you beat the game, what incentive it has. Hopefully there's like hopefully there's a boss rush mode in like these platformers, or something like the prototype where they had like you just endlessly run dungeons until you die. That would be pretty cool if they end up having like an endless mode or something after that, after like you beat the game. But other than that, this game so far is super fun, super engaging. If I had to describe it in one sentence, it is a entry-level RPG that really takes the best parts about the RPG genre and brings it in and meshes it into one very well done game. Everything from the art to the characters to the story to the battle, everything about it is very well done and very well paced. I'm super excited to see where this game's going. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what more you want to see from this channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.